I read the news today, oh boy. Just a few things I wanted to rant about. Because I find the news today very upsetting. For two reasons primarily. One, I've heard a fair amount, though I have not seen the tweets, of liberals basically just shitting on Rush Limbaugh on the day of his death. How fucked up is that? A man dies, the literal end of his mortal lifespan, and you take this opportunity to treat him and his memory like shit. You are shit. You are literally the excrement coming out of my butthole. That is what you are, if you act like that. I hope that if you're the kind of person who acts that way, that your parents react in shame every time they see you. That your family reacts in shame every time they see you. That the very fact that you came out of your mother's vagina disgusts her entirely. And I hope when the Grim Reaper comes for you, that you don't get the same treatment. That you actually be treated with respect. Because we need to end this crap, and the only way we end it is by deciding not to act like they do. If we start acting like our enemy, we become our enemy. If we start wishing death on leftists and liberals and whatnot, then we're no better than they are. I'm putting my foot down. I'm drawing a line in the sand, and I am not crossing it. I wish the same could be said for them. Rest in peace, Rush Limbaugh. I definitely didn't agree with everything you said. Certainly not. But I never hated you. I disagreed with you because I'm an independent conservative and you were a Republican. I always disagree with Republicans. Most of the time, though not always. But at the end of the day, I never hated the guy. I thought he was a little misguided, maybe even a little confused. But never hated him. So, I am just utterly disgusted by these people. They make me sick. They are the literal excrement coming out of my butthole. That is what I have said, and that I'm sticking to it. And you know what's excrement? You know what's really excrement? Is I heard the news today about this, the Central Park Karen. They said they would drop charges against her if she agreed to go to some place to... They'd had her do this thing where it was like a critical race thing. It was like a camp, sort of. It was basically a re-education camp. Yeah, I'm not even fucking kidding. You can look this up. You fact check me. Just type in, Central Park Karen re-education camp. Or just look up her case. You will be shocked to find that they would drop their charges if they agreed to send her to this place where, you know about critical race theory. It's this crazy far-left political doctrine that makes a unfalsifiable claim that there's some supposed aspect of society that holds certain people down and it holds other people up. And this is an assertion they will make with absolutely zero evidence whatsoever. They're literally just talking out their ass. Really, if minorities are so oppressed by the system, then how did a minority get to be the fucking president for 8 years? How'd that happen? If minorities are oppressed, how did Bill Cosby, not supporting Bill Cosby, because he was a rapist, by the way, but how, if he was oppressed by his race, then how the hell did he manage a 20-plus year successful multi-million-dollar career as a comedian? Or Will Smith? If they're so oppressed, then how are they making more money than me? Like, seriously. Objective reality stands on the face of this nonsense, but they still keep pushing it. And now they got a camp where it's like, we'll drop all your charges, Miss Karen, if you go to this place and you hear speeches, you watch these cringy videos about how you're automatically oppressive just because you're white and blah, 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 blah. Dude, let me tell you something, okay? I'm not saying it's awful, objectively awful in any capacity, but there are ways in which it actually sucks to be white. For one, it's a lot like sitting in a room where everyone gets to complain about you. And anytime you speak up for yourself, they shush you down, they push you down. So all you can do is just sit there and smile and take it, like William Shatner on the frickin' roast of William Shatner, where they were just savagely ripping into him again and again and again, and he wasn't allowed to say anything. It can be like that sometimes. Frequently what happens is a lot of the time white people get assumed racist. It's like, well, white people are just racist. You know, you've seen it on Facebook, you've seen it on Twitter, you sometimes see it out in public. A lot of these people don't have the nerve to say anything in public. But you generally get assumed racist. It isn't so much necessarily terrible or miserable, but it's extremely frustrating. And when you're like me and you have anxiety and also anger issues, you're like, you know what, the next time someone assumes me racist, maybe I should just arrange for 4 knuckles to make contact with their fucking idiotic, moronic forehead. You know what I mean? It's like, it's morally wrong, and it is illegal to go around punching stupid motherfuckers in the face. But if it were moral and it were legal, not a whole lot would be stopping me. Honestly. But it is immoral and it is illegal, so I shall not. I shall abstain from face punching. But boy, do I ever want to face... boy, do I ever want to haymaker some motherfuckers, man. Right to the forehead, right to the temple. But I can't, because that would be wrong. So, you know, my conscience would definitely bother me. Tempting as though it may be. But what's interesting is that this guy was also kind of a Karen himself. He was literally patrolling the park looking for people who had their dogs unleashed in areas where they weren't supposed to. And he wasn't even park staff. You see what I mean? He was doing it too. They were both a fucking Karens. Well, no, what's the word for men who are like that? Kens, yeah. Yeah, it's a Karen versus a Ken. When Karens attack, it's Ken versus Karen in the ultimate showdown of busybody bullshit. I hate this world. Not the world. I mean, I hate the people in the world. I hate the things they do. I hate people who insist on making it more unpleasant than it fucking needs to be. You know, I wish there was like a special place you could put them and never let them out. But that would be like a concentration camp, and that's not good. There really aren't very many options as to what you can do with these people. I suppose you could scream and rant and rave in their face until they go away. I might try that sometime. But then again, I'd probably get charged with verbal assault. And it'd be worth it. It would be totally worth it. But yeah, no, they sent her to a fucking re-education camp. This is it, man. The critical theory, critical gender theory, critical race theory, this insane far-left political doctrine is now finding its way into like a freaking public schools now. Public schools are hosting it. Because the critical theorists are teachers now. And I'll bet you anything they're also bad-mouthing Rush Limbaugh on the day he dies. What an insane lack of decorum you have to have, politically tribalist, to just assault a man after his death and insult his memory like that. That is fucking sick. That is fucking sick. You sick people. You're all sick. You're all sick in the head. You need help. And now you're doing freaking Chinese-style re-education camps and the courts are cooperating with your ass? What the hell's wrong with this country? Oh, I know what's wrong with it. Because racist Joe Biden is the fucking president. And he's got his head so far up his ass, his brain is making farts. Anyway. Oh, God. See ya.